emotional part of the emotional body is the one that looks in on the vibration. The other is the way that that vibration is expressed outward. So if I want to know the content of my emotional body, I need to develop insight, which is also the same as emotional body awareness. So I can walk around this world being really spiritual on the outside, but on the inside be a complete emotional wreck and have no clue. No clue, because I don't have the insight. I can do all the right physical practices, I can read all the right books, and even think, get myself to think the right thoughts, and even, see, and the thing about the mental plane is it's vast. And a lot of what we do spiritually is actually it's a spiritual mentality. It's not spirituality. It's a spiritual mentality. And so I can actually fool myself into believing I'm in oneness. I'm in oneness, I'm in oneness, I'm in oneness. But if I go into a situation, someone can press my button, I get really angry. Where's the oneness gone? It shows that there's something unintegrated in there. So the emotional, and that's the thing about the emotional body, our emotional condition can really hide from us. Often other people can see it before we even know it's there, right? I can say, no, I'm at peace, but other people can see that I'm continually annoyed about things, but to me it doesn't show up because I believe it's happening to me. It's not happening through me. When my emotional body awareness is shut down, the world happens to me. When my insight is awoken and that I have emotional body awareness, it becomes obvious. It happens through me. When I'm grumpy, it's a grumpy world. Let me
give you an example. Because on Friday night, I agreed to meet somebody at 6 to open the room.
Right.
And they didn't show up till 6:30.
Right.
And I had no idea between 6 and 6:30
right.
if we were going to be doing the event inside or outside.
Yes.
At the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I could have at that moment, felt it, said, oh, this is my emotional signature showing up.
Yes.
And really burning the thing.
Yes.
Or I could have made lots of phone calls.
Yes.
Walked around looking how we're going to do this,
Yes.
trying to figure out what's going to happen next.
Why can't you do both?
Oh, I did both.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about one or the other. It's not about one or the other because life is about acting. But the thing is, what we normally do is we take reaction, and reaction is denying the emotional signature in the moment and behaving out of the story we're telling ourselves. So in that moment you have a responsibility because you've organized this event, right? So you have a responsibility to see that venue is opened and that you can gain access to it. But the initial responsibility is towards yourself. Now, if you're an event organizer for anything like this, you should know by now that by setting up these events, you're asking to be triggered.
Right.
You're actually asking because that's part of the journey, right? If you're setting up events about emotional processing, you wouldn't be doing that unless you were an emotional processing journey yourself. And you will know that every time you set up an event, you're going to get triggered and you're going to have stuff come up. You're going to be set up to see stuff. That's part of the gift that the universe gives you for doing this sort of work. So as you're approaching the event, you're going to be set up. Everyone who comes to a talk on the presence process is going to get triggered within a week before in a big way. So they have something to work with when they come in there, even though they don't realize they're doing it, right? So that emotional signature is going to come up and you can work with that, and so you can act and phone people, but at the same time keeping your attention on the emotional signature, because what that emotional signature is to bring you into the moment and give you something to work with through the experience.
Well, I had missed that. I didn't realize you could. That's probably more the natural thing to do. In other words, instead of just sitting there going, feeling it for a half hour, not knowing.
No, I mean that's not the way to do it, because and that's why I'm against groups, because people are happy to go and to feel the emotional signature in the group, right? And then they go into their life and they're too busy to do it, and they don't realize that their life, the people they're with, is the group. Your family is the group. The people at work are the group, and you while you go through work and take care of your activities, you must stay with the emotional signature. So it happens to me too. I mean, when I'm going to give a presentation, I get gifts for doing this work. And the gifts are to see deeper and deeper into my own emotional body and do emotional cleansing. And often when I'm on the plane or on the way to an event, I will get triggered in some way or another. The universe knows how to give me the gift, right? And so I don't go, okay, now I have to stay here wherever I am and just be with the emotional signature. I'm not available. I'll come do my talk. I stay with the emotional signature, no matter what's going on, and that's what it's about, is staying with it. It's not a case, there's nothing to do to adjust the emotional body but to place awareness on it. The only tool we have is awareness that has any use to us at all as far as transformation, right, is awareness. When I place my awareness on the authentic condition of my emotional body, and in humanity at the moment, the authentic condition of the emotional body of humanity is that there is fear, anger, and grief in it. That's the authentic condition. If it wasn't that case, we wouldn't need all these pharmaceuticals. We wouldn't be watching TV that's just riddled with fear, anger, and grief. We wouldn't be doing this. These are all reflections of the authentic condition of our emotional body. And so our task isn't to put life on hold while we take care of this. Our task is to be integrated. In other words, as I go through my day, I'm going to have moments when I feel the anger that comes up. I don't just put my car on the side of the road and go, okay, now I'm going to be with the anger. To me, that's delusional behavior. If you're on your own, at your home, and you get triggered, yes, you can go and sit down quietly and be with the anger. But the reality is, life happens when life happens. It doesn't happen when we're trying to take a break from life, right? So it may happen when I'm in the office, it may happen when I'm driving, and I can still drive a car and be aware that I'm angry. Not run from my anger into stories and then behave out of those stories, but just be aware that I'm angry and place an awareness on the anger plus driving. I don't have to close my eyes, I don't have to do any physical practice, I just have to be aware. It's my awareness that transforms the emotional body. And if I stay with that anger, it will pass. It will go through its own organic process and pass.
In this case, it seemed to pass because the person shut off the key.
Yeah.
But I guess in any event, it would have passed at some point.
It will at some point integrate. It's not really, it just integrates. It integrates.